everyone, we're back. It's been a while. It feels like ages, but welcome back to our RuneScape weekly live stream. It has only been a week off, but it feels like it's been forever. I think it's also because we didn't do Tuesday. We missed Aulia. It's nice to have you back. We've got a nice little stream lined up for you today. We're going to be mixing up, showcasing our first ever mini-Digsite. More on that later. With a skill and chill session afterwards as we chomp down on some double XP with Spear. That's a weird way to describe playing double XP actually, but here we are, live dangerously. Lurking mysteriously and forebodingly alongside me today, a man who needs no introduction. It's Mod Raven.
Hello.
I'm glad you appreciate that, Spear. I tried to muster the Raven spirit, but
it was
failed
close.
miserably.
Not quite Ravensbourne.
And then, of course, also joining us, you've seen us go on many an adventure together on stream. We're going to go on another one today. It's Mod Spear, everybody. So, hey, Mod Spear.
No, definitely not sitting here doing archaeology in the background on DXP. Ready for more archaeology next week.
No XP waste. I'm actually
No
XP
XP
wasting
waste.
right now, actually, because I normally sneak it in. I'll do it when you're doing chill and skill later, Spear. I'm going for my 99 smithing, 2 levels to go.
I was away for the weekend. I've got to make up the hours.
What's your goal, actually, right now, Spear? What's your level goal?
Arch as high as possible, Herb 118. I've already got farming 120. I'm working on it. Might even push for Herb 120 if I have the time. We'll see. And the money.
Nice. So, I mean, there we go. So, nice segue, mentioning archaeology, going for that archaeology. Raven, it's lovely to have you with us today. And obviously, we're going to talk about something we revealed in the news post on Monday to let people know it was coming. And that's the Senntisten Mini-Digsite. So, before we go any further, because we've never really talked about a mini-Digsite, what does a mini-Digsite mean?
It's basically a dig site, but a concentrate. So it'll have most of the elements you'd expect in a full dig site. So it's got excavations. It's got artifacts to restore, quite a lot of them. It's got a number of mysteries. You've got some exploration stuff you can do. There's achievements. There's all the stuff under the sun you'd expect with a dig site. But because we're doing it in Senntisten, what you're not getting is like entire massive new areas again, because we've got Senntisten, and Senttisten's quite big and quite cool. There's lots of stuff in it. So what we're doing is we're kind of opening up Senntisten just a little bit more. There are a couple of more like places you'll be able to go into and explore around, but you won't be like finding another Senntisten above Senntisten or something.
A buried city under the buried city?
Yeah, I mean,
even lost a city?
No, we've so that's kind of the difference. And we're calling it a mini dig site just because we don't want to set these massive expectations. Because what we're doing is we're concentrating it down, because one of the other things we're doing as well is previously archaeology dig sites are quite a range of levels. Like some of them you start at like level 10 and then you finish at level 105, which is quite a long time to stand in the same place. But what we're doing with this is we're kind of squashing it down to go, right, okay, we want to give people the chance to enjoy, fully explore, and complete it. So we're doing it in like a 10 level range. I think it's between 60 and 70 that we're going for. So that people can get in there, can enjoy it, can complete it, and then they can say, I've done this, and then they can move on. And it's filling that kind of gap where there was some people were struggling to find that kind of connection. That's the wrong word. The place to put their trowel, that'll do.
I love it. Just before we get into Mod Raven City Tours, as I'm now going to call it, and explain this mini-Digsite in detail, we should have got you an outfit. We should have got you a little hat for it and everything, like you get on the London tour buses. I do want to ask, what made us want to make a mini-Digsite like among the city of Senntisten, especially like amidst the battle that's going on now, where everything's there? Like, how did this come about? How did we go for this?
The answer to that is quite straightforward, which is, look at Senntisten. Look how cool that map is. Look how interesting it is. There's all these individual buildings, places, and the whole city has a huge amount of history. Like, we wanted a chance to expand on that a bit, to add a bit more flavour to it, to add a bit. I mean, I know there's a lot of flavour already, but we thought, let's add more. There can always be more. And that's largely where it came from. We saw the graphics, and I think Mod Ryan, I think, was the person who kind of pushed the original idea, because we sort of saw the map and just went, "This is so cool. I want a reason to hang around here if I'm not a combat player." So we went, a skill, and what's up? One of my more popular skills at the moment, archaeology, and of course it works perfectly, right?
I mean, perfectly as well in terms of as a skill. No better way to uncover some lore than by digging up the past, right? It's kind of like a perfect lore vessel skill, right? Cool. So, righto, right? With that said, as I said, let's get into your Mod Raven city tours. And to be our player puppet throughout this tour, we've got Mod Spear controlling. This is Mod Spear skill and chilling. This is not.
It's definitely not me AFKing Arch in the background. I don't know what you're talking about.
That is not
nothing.
No XP waste, even when you're archaeologing, excavating.
I can arch while we arch.
Yeah, arch while you arch. Archception. There you go. All right, take us in. Let's kick off the tour. Mod Raven, over to you.
Go to those lovely doors. So, welcome to Senntisten, or at the moment a loading screen. Senntisten is a fantastic city in a wonderful state of repair, as you can tell by the rubble and the death and the destruction. Don't poke a cow. Now, if you continue forwards and head up those stairs just there in front of you, the left, the little stairs.
The stairs?
Where are you going? No, forwards!
Even I was confused.
You're on a bit of a delay. He's on a bit of a delay to what I'm doing, so it's quite...
Right, that's your excuse and you're sticking to it. Okay, so if you head up through that tiny little stairs here, you will find, so if you go up those little stairs, so click into that, you will find the site manager. Now, the site manager here is a bit different because technically you're the site manager here. What we've done here is we went, this is a good chance for the player to be the kind of spearhead behind what's going on here. So narratively, I mean, it doesn't really change how things interact, but narratively you're the dig site manager here. So your site manager we've chosen for you is Jimmy, who's an archaeology assistant, who will handle all of your the things you'd expect from a normal site manager. But you're the boss right now. So you use Jimmy to get general advice about the area, and also he's the one who'll help you with clues on the mysteries that we've got going. There are 3 mysteries within the Senntisten update. They are secrets of the Inquisition. They are the empty children, and they are the night theatre. There you go. Each of which tells a different story within it. Seekers or Inquisition is our kind of the main one, the big one. The others tell stories about life in Senntisten in some way. I'm not going to go into huge amounts of detail because half the fun is doing it and learning it. So
there's quite a few lore books to uncover. Like, there's quite a lot of lore books associated to those mysteries as well, right?
Someone let me write. That's what you get. They said, "Hey, you can do some writing," so I did. So yes, there's quite a lot of lore going on and stuff available here. So yeah, if you want to, I know you've just done free cam, but if you want to unfree cam and move, you head towards the cathedral.
So that's another thing about this dig site as well, right? It's lots of sites spread around the city itself as well, correct?
Yeah, it's all over the place in the city. So yeah, there's the first of our dig sites. So as you can see, we've blended it into the existing Senntisten quite nicely, and we've got people, excavating around the existing area, so you can dig your ancient gravel, as it's lovingly called, and you can see all the various things you can get in this. So yeah, you can see some of our damaged artifacts. We've got either 17 or 18 new artifacts. I can't remember the exact number.
I believe it's 18.
Since I did it. Yeah. And each of these has a little bit of information about how they were used back in, the Second Age in the Great, Zoroastrian Empire. So there's some interesting little lore tidbits and stuff within that. And of course, you can, complete them to get your XP and your stuff to restore, etc. And some of these will contain those shards of glass that you've got.
Yeah,
It
immediately.
is.
Yeah, so you'll notice as you're skilling that you might find lovely pieces of stained glass in little shards. And that's because there are 4 broken stained glass windows. This was full credit to Mod Rahman, this was his idea. But there are 4 stained glass windows that you can repair. And each of which, when you repair them, you'll gain a chunk of XP. Completing them all gets you an achievement, I believe. And they have a little bit of information in like a visual storytelling, as well as a bit in their description of some sort of interesting tidbit about ancient Zoroastrian Empire. I think you might be able to, if you pan your camera around, there might be one where you are.
I think there's one just past this door, isn't
other
there?
side, yeah, it's the other side of it, yeah.
I might be able to get to it.
I mean, it should hopefully be the unrepaired state, but yeah, you'll find a number of these shards as you go along. There you go. Is that the one?
There's a couple of questions here as well whilst you're finding this.
Not the right one, but never mind.
Do you know if we've got world first for the mysteries like we've done for the other mystery releases?
It should tie into all the existing systems, so everything that you would normally expect from archaeology is included in here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so oh yeah, this is one of them. So yeah, you can repair some of the windows, so you can put your first couple of shards in. I mean, you've got like 2 shards, so it's not going to make much difference. 5 shards. Still not going to make a huge amount of difference. You need, I think it's literally 100 shards to complete it, but you'll see your progress go as you complete it. If you head further up that way, you will see that there's now excavation sites within the lovely cathedral itself. So you can stand in amongst the gods, chatting away, the floating elder eggs, and do some skilling. Here you can find another load of various things. And you've not had a lore drop yet, but each of these, there are good sort of lore drops hidden within, and like the beginning hints of mysteries and stuff. There's also some research to find around. If you, I'll reveal where the first one is, because why not? If you pan your camera around 180 degrees.
Sorry, what? Sorry.
Yeah, and if you look over the bookcase.
Oh yes.
You can do your first of our researches. That you can pick out, discover, and then you can uncover. So there's a number of them hidden around the place. I say hidden; they're relatively easy to find. Shouldn't be massively confusing.
I just love that you can see all hell breaking on outside, and you're like, like chillfully like finding the history of the city.
Gently
you do all the defending, it's fine. Feels like we needed a comedy skit where it's like the Nodon cannons keep breaking the stained glass. Oh, not again! So go get more.
I mean, when I was developing this, and I was mapping places down for archaeology, there was a point I got a bit frustrated because there's so much content going on here that every time I map things down, suddenly content would have to be in to replace it. So, like, there's a lot going on. There's, I mean, full credit, everything looks, really cool, and talking to all the various characters that turn up is well worth your time. There's some really interesting conversations and interesting lore and stuff going on. And of course, the central conversation of the gods moves on as well. So, worth investigating and taking part in these.
Is there another 2 locations in the dig site?
Yep. 3 locations, I believe. Yep.
Activate the Raven GPS, as everyone called it in chat.
So if you head down those stairs, the big stairs to your left. Do you have the? I think you do have the tainted shard then, the shard of Erebus. Because you will need to go through the Slayer area.
In a moment.
I mean, just you're a JMod cheating. Just give yourself invulnerability or something.
That's a good point. I am. No,
you won't even have it in your bank, will you? Or is it? Oh, you copied your account.
We copied my account like as it is right now.
Bank judgment. Everyone, but judge the bank all you can. It's like me on streams. I hate opening my bank on stream. I'm like, please don't look. Please don't look. Please don't look.
Right, let's go. Yeah, we'll do some cheating just to get this a bit quicker.
Well, you should. You can just use the. Well,
Could have used the
you
ring.
could just use the archaeology thing and teleport from there.
No, I didn't realise you
Because
added
it's
it to
tied
it.
in as a. It's got all the plug-in in the same way that a normal Digsite has.
So Narnia
yeah,
Expert is
so you go back down
asking. Narnia Expert is asking, do I need to complete any quests to access Senntisten? And I assume in this case it means the Senntisten Archaeology sites.
So, what we've done is we've made Senntisten Archaeology not worry about quests. So you can do this without having any quest content. And indeed, the actual level of the area is lower than you need for the quest, because this is where like, the skill health needed the most. However, personally, I would recommend, if you're a fan of if you just want to get your archaeology up and you don't care about lore, then just walk straight. If you're a big fan of the lore and the story, then I would recommend doing City of Senntisten, because it will just make it feel a bit cooler. Because you'll get that introduction moment with Azanadra, and so it'll make sort of learning these stories have a bit more impact here. And you, the two of the areas are instant separately, so you won't see archaeology stuff while you're doing the quest. So you can do them all separately. So yes, you've gone to one of the sites, you've skipped one of them. It's fine.
And did I? Oh, my GPS shut off.
Your GPS was telling you interesting facts, Weird. You have to wait for the GPS to finish.
You could have stood still and listened, but no, you drove your car off a cliff. But it's fortunate because the cliff led to the next of the site. So this is one of the spots. This is the market spot. So again, whole load of different artifacts you can gather here. It tells a different sort of story of Senntisten in terms of the things you pick up. Like, rather than it being about the church and stuff, this is where you pick up things like decorative amphoras and things. So these are what like general people would carry or wear or bring with them or purchase. If you want to do the other site, actually there's one right by you. So one of the things that we've added, if you stop coming into space, is if you head over to the Jewel Arena,
Sassy GPS.
The Colosseum, right click it and go to enter non-combat. You can now enter the Colosseum without having to face Carapac, and you can just look around and explore the area. And what we've added in here is the more ancient gravel, but this is where you can sort of dig up arena combatants and gladiators and all that kind of cool stuff. So there's a whole kind of bit about you can learn all the lore about the epic gladiator fights that would happen here. I mean, you won't learn detailed stories about epic gladiator fights. Probably set that up a bit too much, but you'll see kind of you'll pick up the weapons and the helmet and armor, so you can get a sense of some of the stuff that went on here, and it sort of builds that bigger picture. Because of course, the gladiator arenas would be some of the most popular entertainment of people in those times, in Senntisten times. So yeah, you can dig your way through that.
There's some questions on this as well, Raymond, about is this area instanced for archaeology, or will you be able to see obviously other people?
So this is technically instance, but it's a shared instance, which means that it should bring in a sensible number of other players. The only reason it's instance is because of the interactions with the actual boss fight. We felt it was safe this way, but you should still be able to see your friends. Everyone coming in, you'll be able to chat to them and skill with them, because that's a core part of skilling. You don't want to sort of lonely sit in this sort of big, epic-looking arena.
Chad just pointed out the epic Carapac boss music plays in here. I can't hear it in my headset here. So that's like going to be the most epic archaeology skilling of your life coming up.
I mean, yeah, there was this sort of vague thoughts about maybe not having the boss music for the area, but then the boss music is so cool that we left it in. Because it is.
Why not?
This is a way you can get some of that boss music as well if you're not a fighter.
Yeah, so also, this not being a non-combat version, this is just a wicked place to take photos of your fashionscapes and stuff, to be honest.
It's a very cool place.
Rupert pointed out the needle was there. Did Carapac just leave it unattended? We will never know. Yeah. Just hiding behind it. He's just like...
Yeah, you're going to do it, it'll jump out and get you.
I mean, it doesn't look
so
very well right now, but
as a question for you, obviously, making this like you've got all these cool locations. Was this like something that when we built City of Senntisten it was in mind, or did you have this kind of journey of discovery where you kind of got to say, God, I would love to build dig sites here? How did it work?
So, like again, I have to give credit to Mod Ryan for like wanting to put archaeology in Senntisten. Like when he mentioned it, I got super excited and got into it, and then I got the project. Was like, yes. But like the city was built first with the Elder God dungeon, Elder God Wars, in mind. So the various updates we've got coming here, but we looked at it and like there's all of this extra just like space to it and stuff to it that just makes it really a place that you want to spend time in. Just look how cool this is, right? It looks awesome. And so that's what we did. We sort of looked around and went, well, where are the places that we can put stuff? And there's loads of places that we could put stuff. Like there's that little corner over there that we'd be able to put into an archaeology spot. If you go north of where you are, you can find the other archaeology spot. Well, one of the other ones. We have an archaeology spot that you will need to complete research to get access to. But that research is locked behind mystery progress as well, so there's more to do. But this is the sort of Inquisitor's Remains spot. There's loads of stuff about the Inquisition. Right by the Inquisition headquarters as well, which is a nice place to be.
By the way, I just need to quickly jump in just before, because I see some people worrying in chat. Just to confirm, the Staff of Armadillo, there is zero, not even like a low chance of any staff pieces on that dig. You have to go fight Kerapac hard mode. We're not sneaking that in.
Yeah, no.
You're okay.
Sorry, guys, you're not getting it from
Kerapac
skilling.
or 67 archaeology. Yeah, seems fair.
If you get a staff piece, it's a bug, and a very confusing bug. No, there's zero chance. It will not happen. You will have to fight Kerapac to get them. Yeah, where was I?
You're talking about. You just talked about. There was one behind there's one dig site behind a mystery, and then there was somewhere else you wanted to see, I think.
Well, this is the last of the like easy access ones. The other places, so we've given you access to the bridge area, which is behind where you saw Jimmy. Yep, so you can see it on the map. And this was an area that was originally blocked off, but we wanted to give you access to it because it gives you some really nice views. If you look over, I mean, you can see the good views over there, but you can get some nice views from down in amongst the stuff. Like I said, you'll have to complete research to get there, or if you're a day mod, just cheat and teleport. But,
I recommend that option, but you know.
So yeah, you can see they've added sort of archaeology stuff to the area, but you get a really cool view if you look the other way. Turn the camera around, you get a wonderful view over at sort of that sinister part of the map that you can't currently reach, and a whole view over there into sort of the crumbling, fallen parts of Senntisten. It's just a really, really cool view. So you'll get the option to access that and do some skilling, and of course find lore in amongst them. I'm not going to go into huge detail about the mysteries, but we've got, so there's the core main mystery of Secrets of the Inquisition, which you'll want to do because completing that will net you a new relic, which I think is fair to share.
Yeah, go for it.
Shared it. But, so we've made this relic with skilling in mind, which is another reason why we've gone for a sort of lower end of the possibilities of archaeology, because there's also the option of going up to the hundreds, but we thought we'd keep it down to the 60s. Completing the Secrets of the Inquisition mystery will net you a relic called Grace of Shadows, I think.
Aurelius's mask is what we have in the news post.
Oh yeah, that's the item that you'll use to give yourself the power of Grace of Shadow.
Right.
And what that does is it works like the mobile perk. So you'll get automatically your movement abilities will have a much reduced cooldown. So you can sort of dash around the place. They won't they won't generate adrenaline, so there's no sort of cheat ways around it. But it means that you can, as a skiller, you can choose to take perks on, your inventory perks that have other benefits, so you don't need to rely on like mobile. And you can spend, I think it's 50 energy. It's not a huge energy cost either to boing around with surging everywhere.
Do you know if that stacks with the mobile perk as well, Raven?
It doesn't stack, I believe. They will both work, but yeah, I don't think they stack.
And also for a lot of players who haven't unlocked Invention yet, that will also be a way to access mobile as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like it's all a choice, right? Like all the relics and the powers and some are all the whole point is in choice. You can't do everything at once. So it's all about going, well, would I rather have other invention perks and have that in as one of my relic perks? Would I rather have other relic perks? So it's about making options in and around them. But yeah, it is also designed for players who are lower level to get some of that funky movement powers in there.
Couple questions here, actually. Oh yeah, sorry, you go, Sphere.
Someone's asking, does it work in Dungeoneering? Do any of the relic powers work in Dungeoneering?
It's blocked in the same places that mobile is blocked.
Okay.
It's the easiest way to put it. So if mobile is prevented, it should be prevented.
And are there any comp requirements as well? Like there would be, right, with the new achievement?
Yeah, there's
right?
Yeah, there's the new achievements, and there's the it will reset some of your existing achievements as well. So things like, because these count as Zerosian artifacts, it will reset some of your Zerosian achievements, so you'll need to complete those to get it. So yeah, you will need to do stuff for comp. It's not massively convoluted, so anyone with decent skilling and who can solve some of the mysteries should be fine. We don't expect it to be a massive time sink. Yeah, that's the other thing we should probably talk about is the new collector.
And 8 collections, is it? Oh, sorry, yeah, 8 new collections and the new collector as well, right?
Yeah. These
so
are
we didn't
all
go for
on
Zerosian 2.5 then.
They're on Volusia has Zerosian, what, like 4, 5, 6, whatever it is up to.
Mm.
It's definitely more than 4. I think it's like 9 or something.
Yeah, 8.
But yeah, Volusia has those. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so we've added all of those in there. But yeah, we've added new stuff to Eblis. He seemed like the right character for it. If you know Eblis's sort of story, he's basically feels like his people are the last of the sort of those from Senntisten, and so he makes the most sense as someone to speak to about this. So there's a bit of new dialogue in with him as well. So for those of you who enjoy going back and talking to him at various stages, we've updated him to include references to what's happened after Battle of the Monolith and opening up Senntisten. So it's not bucket loads of dialogue, but for those who enjoy that kind of thing, is something there. But yeah, he makes the most sense. And if you look, completing his will net you ancient troves, so tier 2s. So these are the sort of rewards you can get across Senntisten. You'll only get them the first time. After that, you'll get chronotes as normal. But skillers who want to get access to some funky rewards, the troves are quite nice. They've got lots of good stuff in them, and you'll get those. Yeah, and it has everything that a trove could normally get, which isn't staff of armor, medal pieces.
And there's no Inquisition staff piece reward or ability to find any of those the Inquisitor staff stuff, right? From Caradet.
No.
Cool.
Nope.
There was a few people asking, so I just wanted to get that.
It's all focused on archaeology lore. There's you won't get super powerful weapons from this. Yeah. So anyone who's worried about where their boss fights being devalued, it'll have no impact.
Do we know if we're doing a grace period for comp or not with this new drop?
I don't believe there's a grace period on it.
Okay, cool.
Because it's like we would do with most new content. Like the whole point is, go for it. But like I said, it's not time gated or anything like that. So you should be able to complete it at a sensible pace. The only time gated stuff would be the research, and that's not usually long.
Cool. Well, I think that's it in terms of the Mini-Digsite, Mod Raven. Is there anything else you want to cover, or do you feel like we've done your complete tour? Where's my Taz? Showcase.
I can't think of anything immediately. Obviously,
everything on my list
when it comes out on Monday.
Yeah, and exactly.
Enjoy the new lore and stuff to uncover and mysteries and everything. But, yeah.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much, Mod Raven. Obviously, you can expect some real juicy lore tidbits and a whole bunch more with this Mini-Digsite. Thanks for joining us, Mod Raven, to show that. And if you're looking to satiate that desire to learn about the past of Senntisten or get that new Shadow's Grace relic, you can dive in for yourself next Monday, as Raven said. So make sure to check it out. And once again, I will summon the powers of production to fade out Mod Raven as we say goodbye and head to some double XP skill and chill with Spit. That was not a fade. No, that was a disappear. We did that was a delete button.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us, Raven, and for the disembodied goodbye. If everyone else could hear that, I don't know if you've muted him or not yet.
Yeah, they should have been able to.
Something I do want to talk about. There were some questions. Is this our big update for the month? What's happening with the next front? Are we going to hear about that? Is this confirming it's not this month? We talk about things at the right time. I will say the time to talk about the new month is really soon. I don't want to jinx it and then say something and say we're going to talk about it X date and then something happens where we have to shift that a couple of days. Don't want to let you all down. So, but know that we'll have news very soon. The front is close. You can expect a pretty regular release of these fronts, around a month kind of time frame, but we're not kind of committing to exactly 4 weeks or whatever. You can see we added the break as well, the summer break we had, to kind of give the team some time to spend some time ideating and kind of thinking of things and everything. So we're just being a little cautious, but you'll hear about it soon. This isn't necessarily the only big update of the month or anything. So stay tuned. This is just one part of another, and we can't wait to talk to you about the next front too. It's so exciting. And I know I've said this a lot lately because Senntisten just looks so beautiful, but somehow our next front, I think, is even more beautiful than the city itself, which is saying something. So I can't wait for you all to see it. It's gonna be exciting. Announcement. Exactly. That's why we don't want to give you an announcement. We just want to let you know it's coming, and that this isn't necessarily the only big content of the month. So Spear, what are you doing right now? Why are you just chilling in the desert? There you go.
No,
there you go. I should actually fire up mine as well. So
yeah, I'm in the very slightly less pretty dig site of Infernal Source.
Oh, Infernal Source is my favourite, I think, of the lot. To be honest, stunning, but I don't know.
Pretty.
Yeah, I just I don't know. I always liked it. I mean, I got my 120, so I got my 99 in a month, and then my 120. It took me about a year because I was just doing it in between other things and all that sort of stuff. And the thing that I remember most is sitting there around 118 Archaeology, being like, I'm gonna do that. For those who don't know, that was my first 120. So I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm actually gonna hit 120, and so I think I have a bit of a love for it because it's what I remember. So. People saying I really need to finish 120 Arch. It's really the balance on it is great. I think for me personally as a player, I found 111. So I think when Orphan came out, I was 111. So I kind of had the Orphan hit, but not quite. I found 112 to 114, I think it was, dragged a little bit for me, but the rest just flew by. It was so quick and so enjoyable to do. That I found it pretty awesome, to be honest.
Yeah, I've done a lot of the Orphan stuff because it's so nice and contained, having the whole set in one room effectively, and then nice easy sets. They're close in level to each other, so it's not like if I wanted to go and do Green Gobbos, I'd have to go back and do some level 90 stuff that's not worth the time or experience. And then it's quite easy to restore them, hand them in for chronotes, sell the chronotes to buy more materials, and carry on.
Exactly. Chat. Yeah. By the way, sound off. Let's hear what you're skilling right now. Hopefully you're not XP wasting your skilling next to us watching this stream. I've just fired up my RuneScape. Right now I'm currently trying to go from 97 to 99 smithing. because I want to be able to go forge masterwork. I have already I technically could with smithing boosting because I already used that to make an Orthan Furnace core because I felt like making it. So I've got an
Nice.
Orthan Furnace core now for my last 2 levels, which is kind of cool. So I've used a couple bits of masterwork already, but I need that good combat armor, man. I need to get on my melee training. I got 115 arch today and got a spear tip in 7 minutes after starting it in the air. Awesome, that's really cool.
Oh, jealous.
77 divination, almost have invention unlocked. That's a huge one. Nice job.
I got to the first dig site that's in Falman's Forge and was like, cool, I finally might be able to get a spear tip drop because I thought it dropped in the forge. I didn't realise it dropped behind the throne room. And then I looked up and went, oh, come on. I'm still like 3 levels away. Damn it. Really.
For those of you actually there's quite a few people mentioning you're doing divination. Just out of interest, are you doing divination still with core hunting, or are you doing divination the kind of standard updated way that it now is? It'd just be really interesting to hear how many of you on DXP are choosing to either do the standard way or the old school core hunting meta. Hunter then learning Telos. Nice, that's quite a combination for DXP.
Yeah. So learning Telos is stressful as well.
Lots of people in chat going for 200 millions. 119 farming. I have to hang my head in shame. I have 71 farming. I'm not player-owned farming. I'm not ranch out of timing. I need to get on it. It's like one of those things I just haven't.
Go on player-owned farm. I got my 120 farming at the end of last week, or just as DXP kicked off, because I managed to do level 118 to 120 in about 2 hours. I had so many beans that I just instant grew like 210 golden dragon fruit cactuses. It was good. It's great because the seed stack, the instant grow potion stack, and the fruit you get turns into primal pulp, so you can pulp it and never have to move. You can just sit there and go, very poor harvest, very poor harvest. You don't need to manure because it's a cactus. It's awesome.
Hardcore Iron Man doing a few start safe cracking. I'm on 90 thieving and I have to go do the hidden runs now for the first time, which will be interesting. I'm hoping to maybe sneak a 99 thieving in this DXP.
Safe.
Just so you know, my current 99s are strength, ranged, prayer, archaeology is 120, construction, slayer, which was my first DXP. This DXP I got 99 slayer, jumped 10 slayer levels actually. Crafting, constitution, agility, and summoning. So I got a lot of the like more difficult / expensive ones out of the way. Is the way I see it.
Someone in chat just said the same thing I was going to say, which is that Zimorgul safes are amazing because there's 4 of them in the same room. Once you get to 96, you can do 3 of them. So you just sort of do those 3, wait for them to reset, do those 3. You don't have to keep running around. You can kind of just AFK it from that point on. It's so much nicer. That's actually one I would do like off DXP because it's the kind of thing you can just AFK on the side while watching films or, not saying at work, but working from home and that.
Yeah. Divination as well. Most people are still core hunting. I get it. I'm only 91 divination, so I think I might go do the same thing actually. Thanks, chat. You just tell me if I see a whole chat saying core hunting, I'm going to keep doing core hunting. So that's good to know.
Yeah.
Barosi,
if nothing else, it's really fun just seeing the sheer number of people rocking up and going for it. I
didn't
know what core hunting was until I got sort of just was doing regular divination one day down in the it's called Gothics Memorial.
Hall of Memories.
Hall of Memories, thank you, that's the one. And I just suddenly, like 40 people turned up. I was like, what the heck is going on?
I mean, by the way, some congrats to some of the 99s out there. Tomcat Arts got 99 construction yesterday, doing cooking now. 99 summoning and 99 smithing from Barosi. It's awesome. How often does double XP
have out of the way?
Naniax was asking how often does double XP happen. So we give you 48 hours game time of double XP for 10 days. So you use it over 10 days. And we do 1 a season. So there's like a spring one, a summer one, an autumn one, and a winter one. This is technically, I guess, the autumn one, technically, even though we're still in summer. Because it's our third of the year, isn't it?
Summer was, it was summer, May.
May, yeah. So it's not, like it's roughly that sort of like, think 1 every quarter of a year, basically.
Yes, roughly.
Yeah. On the topic of divination, can we get some kind of fix for busy divination worlds? I will pass that along to the team and talk about it. I don't have an answer for you right now, I'm afraid. 2 out of 3 pieces for the Terrastorm Wall. Woo! I'm jealous. 120 agility yesterday. That's crazy. I don't know how you did that. 99 agility almost killed me. No, I will say, Anachronia agility course is a lot of fun.
I'm still gutted by the fact that the achievement's to get under 7 minutes, isn't it? I misclicked and got 7 minutes exactly, and it doesn't get you the achievement. It's actually tragic.
Someone just said, Sparkless Dog asks, free death week outside of the new fronts a possibility. Like, this is a conversation we've seen going all year, right? Like, we've seen the death cost conversation going all year, especially because we tried Combat Week, and then we've been doing it again, and then we've been doing free death weeks around boss releases. There's a ton of positives that we see with it, like the amount of people we're seeing in not just conversation online, but obviously we use a lot of data to learn what players are doing, and the amount of people engaging with the bosses, it's awesome. And it's a conversation we're definitely continuing, and it's something that many of us at the studio are still talking about today. And there's a lot of aspects to it, like it's not as simple as like you just flip the switch and there's no impact. There's a lot of factors around it, but it's a conversation I think we want to have and we want to continue having. We definitely don't have a closed opinion on it right now. It's just when there's a lot of factors, there's a lot of things to talk about, and so keep the conversation coming, keep letting us know what you think. We're reading all of it, and it's been awesome actually to see so many people's stories of going out there and PVM for the first time. If you haven't followed, our JVM journey, my PVMing journey started with like for real. I'd done Queen Black Dragon and stuff like that, but I did Rex Matriarchs on Free Death Week, and it kind of built a lot of confidence in me going, oh, I can do this. And unfortunately I failed massively on stream taking on Karapak, but I'm well over 100 kills on Karapak now. I think overall PVM kills I'm up to 600, 700, and if it wasn't for Free Death Week, I think I would have been scared so much because I couldn't afford it to get in. So we definitely see positives, and it's a big conversation to continue. So just keep letting us know what you feel.
Someone in games just hit 5.6 bill, which is
that's amazing
amount of work. So
yeah,
I doubt they're in the chat. We'd have probably seen, but XIK, well freaking done. Jesus. Someone asked earlier actually if any JMods are 5.6. We do have one, don't we? Is it Iago? I think Mod Iago's on 5.6.
I think so. Yeah, Iago's been on there for ages.
Yeah, but people always wonder like what the average kind of skill is for JMods. If you look at what I've got here, which is everything 99. Farming Invention 120, 117 Herb, 113 Arch. I am something like 28th on the list of JMods in terms of levels. So there are quite a few quite high level JMods. We actually do play quite a lot.
By the way, I was seeing people, like high def costs put a lot of players off PVM, and it put people off taking other Solan. Yeah, it's one of the interesting things I've found with my JVM kind of like experience, like what we've been doing, is before like I was really having to scrape by to get what I need. Now it's like now I've got to the point where I'm getting good enough drops that kind of fuel my PVMing, so I have like more incoming than outgoing. I have hit that point, that tipping point where you kind of spend less than you actually gain. But it took a while to get there, and getting there is the hardest bit, especially if you're not someone who's like got loads of cash. You haven't got an ice die out of a casket or something. I don't know, like it's sorry, Clue Scroll past it, but if you haven't had one of those, yeah, exactly, I'm saying that with like so much bitterness, because like
I'll have I got 2 dies and they weren't Clue Scrolls, they were from Maze Caravan. Quest's good.
Do you know how much I would have loved to have kept that like Grimoire 0KC drop, like, and just pays you the 200 mil? And I was like, I need that 200 mil.
Frankly,
I need
financing archaeology, I kind of wish you had.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that that Grim drop, and obviously we've got the update out there where it's a 100% drop on Solar kills, right? So Grim is now like a lot more usable for most people, which is really cool. That's the hardest thing as well, is like hearing that, like knowing that like you can't obviously act on it. So we knew it was coming, and like you can't, you have to continue as normal. We didn't know it when we got the Grim drop, but a few bits later, and I was like extra salty at that point because I was like, great, sweet, just gave up a Grim. And yeah, it was JMod luck. I will say, I do not have good drop luck, or at least I don't perceptually have good drop luck. So I think I got my first. There you go. I was just trying to remember. I got the skill drop from Karapak. I think that's my only drop so far. I haven't got the wrist wraps or anything. From Nex, I've got a lot of kills on Nex, and I think I only just got my first Pernix drop the other day, and it was the boots, which is like probably the least. Like, no Torva bits yet either, so yeah, I don't particularly have JMod luck, to be honest, mostly.
Yeah, I mean, my best
Spear
luck
does.
still on occasion. So when we did the Steam launch, they wanted to do a PvM section of it, and I was like, okay, which boss do you want me to do? Knowing I could sort of do QBD, I was sort of still very new to it all. Like, oh, can you do something in God Wars 2? Can you do Vindicta? I'm like, maybe. I'll give it a go. So the night before I gave it a shot to, can I do it? And if you actually saw that stream, I managed it terribly, but I did manage it. And then it was one of the sweatiest kills ever, the second kill. But on the actual night before, when I tried it out for the first time, I did one kill. I was like, yeah, I did it. So I shared in clan chat, I have killed one Vindicta. And then I immediately went and did it again and got a lance on my second kill and nearly got clan kicked because it was just like, oh my god, get him out. Oh dear, that was quality. That's probably the earliest, luckiest drop I've had.
By the way, I had a funny moment the other day as well, where with the clan, and obviously, like, I didn't realize I think it was on one of our JVM streams, I switched to clan chat. And then I didn't realize the clan was like, wait, is that XYZ in there? Like, freaking out that I was in the clan, which was really cool. It's a great clan. It's great to be part of. But yeah, that was funny when I accidentally switched to clan chat, and the clan kind of realized who, like, oh god, there's a JMod among us, which is quite funny. It was a good chat.
Yeah, my clan of people still not realised somehow, or just don't care. Either way, that's fine. They're all much better at me than me at the game, so
Oh, I'm always like that. I'm always like, I'm just someone who gets to work on the game. Like, I'm not, it's to me, I do it's like the clans, being a part of a clan RuneScape is probably my favorite experience though. Like, I discovered this clan a long time ago, and it's just like that sense of community, especially when you're like skill and chilling, is like just lovely to have, just chatting away. It's a good thing. Who needs to get the fundamentals down? Get a food and brew keybind at least. I have a food one, but not a brew one. I do need a brew keybind.
I always miss if food and brews are on buttons. I'm not used to doing that. Consumables are always on mouse for me. It's just easier. It doesn't bother me that much though. Like, we got after our actual stream of Karapak, we actually did get quite good at Karapak over the next couple of days. So I got to the point where I could do no food kills. That was pretty good.
What, you can no food kill? Sorry, you can no food kill Karapak solo.
Yeah, I've done it a few times solo. I did it quite a few times with you as well, if memory serves, on duos.
Yeah. Oh, awesome.
Kind of things where, like, if I'm playing right, it's fine. As soon as my concentration lapses or something goes wrong, it cascades. You just go, oh god.
I love this comment from Queen Elsa. Thank you guys for having these streams. It's amazing you guys are just players like us. I cried when I completed my first logger boss the other day. 4,464 kills to get Pet Krill. Not gonna lie, I cried in my voice chat with my friends on Discord. Firstly, we started those streams for that, right? Like, we wanted people to see that we're not afraid to look silly on stream, learning, being in a position that every RuneScape player has gone through, and show that we're just like really passionate about learning, and hopefully you learn something from it. But having been through just trying to get one thing to drop for my kill logs, I can totally appreciate how you feel 4,000 kills later. So massive congrats, Queen Elsa. That's awesome. Really, really cool.
Yeah, I'm not actually close to getting any of the logs done, sadly. I mean, Twin Furies I'm probably closest on. Or Vindicta. I love Twin Furies fight though, really. That was the first one I got like efficient at. Actually, if you can go to one of the lower level bosses and get efficient at it, so you can do it without spending too much money or without, ever dying, you can still make a reasonable amount of money doing them because they drop enough consumables and stuff that you can sell on. So if you really have a hard strap for cash, you can just go and learn Twin Furies. Because you can get it down to a point where you can do it in even someone who's not great can do it in 45 seconds if you just time your AoE abilities nicely and really go ham when the bomb starts forming. What's my rack log like? My rack log is interesting because it is simultaneously quite good for 42 kills and also terrible because I can't sell anything because I have the eye, I have the web, I have 3 leg pieces, but I don't have a full leg. I'm
Yep.
missing the top. And as soon as I get it, I can make the bow or the staff. But realistically,
I actually need to go fight racks.
not
Actually, I
actually
haven't
sell any of it.
I haven't actually still done it. Like I've watched the guide on it. It's one I have watched the guide on because we'll probably won't do a stream on that. But I need to go actually do it. So
So I'm being called Spoon instead of Spear. Yeah, that's fair.
yeah. Got Codex and Carraback after 147 kill count. Nice. Yeah, I'm just gonna check mine actually. You won't be able to see it on screen because we're I'm not kind of normally I stream in, so you can see my view as well, but we're not doing that yet. Let's have a look. So yeah, next I have 62 kills, and I have actually I got Pernix chaps as well. I forgot I got that 2 drops after, so I've got 62 kills on next and got Pernix boots and chaps, which is pretty good. And then I think I've got, let's have a look at, with Rex Matriarchs, who were like the first one I was doing. I've got 2 Hearts of the Berserker, Savage Spear Cap, and Savage Spear Shaft. So I've got like most of, or halfway there on the staff, or shaft even, for Lanicae's Spear.
My next log looks a lot better than it is because a lot of that was Death Touch darts and stuff as well, which don't count towards the kill count, so it isn't actually 25 kills. It's more like probably 80 with the amount of Death Touch darts I've thrown at that over the last year or so.
I don't have any drops from Vindy. Yeah, even I got 52 kills there.
My Barrows log is probably one of my most profitable because I've only done 97 full runs, but I got the amulet 4 times, the one that's an archaeology requirement.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I remember.
Gross luck. That's made me a fair chunk.
Value 3 is that headset comfy? It looks kind of tiny. It is not. No, I have a better personal headset, but for some reason I'm like, Jagex gave me this headset, must use this headset. I am going to upgrade.
Mics on those actually aren't bad for like corporate business headsets. This one is like a flipping 400 quid actual broadcast headset, but it's actually, because it doesn't go around your ears, it just kind of goes on them. They are quite sore after a while. But that's what a lot of sportscasters and stuff use. So.
Oh, blessings from the gods are the best thing when skilling. Bless the brooch.
What the heck? Change your name to Mod Shovel.
I prefer Mod Spoon. I just want to have your title as Mod Spoon now.
Yeah. I suspect Joe will make that happen. But...
Alright, so time to secretly change the headsets. Ever thought of fixing dev costs is punishing? I touched on this earlier. We're definitely talking about it. You seeing us doing more kind of free dev weeks around boss releases. I think that reflects like an active conversation. There's no commitment of any change. Like it's an active conversation, but you know, obviously we're keeping a close eye on the community all year, and since we did the first combat week, it's been a topic, and it's one that like a lot of us talked about when we've done streams before with people like Pi, and we did a combat council stream. We've talked about it. It's not something that we have like a firm thing or anything to say on, but it's like an active topic of conversation. As I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of things we have to consider around dev costs. So this isn't us being like, oh, it's an active conversation, aka we're never going to touch it. It's a big complex thing. It's a big part of RuneScape, and so it warrants a lot of discussion. So hopefully it's one we'll be able to have with you at some time, but nothing today. But just know it's in our heads, and it's definitely something we're always thinking about. And there's lots of feelings in lots of different areas about pluses, minuses, pros, cons, etc. And I think it's not going to be a discussion that I would imagine would go away. Yeah, like Damon, for example, you know, you don't take out enough gold, you could potentially, exacerbate inflation or anything like that. That's just one aspect of many, right? So, this is something I want to touch on because I saw this on Reddit the other day. I meant to jump in and reply. Sorry, it's been a week where I've been off-site doing some stuff with team in terms of planning and everything. Assassin walk. So we always get asked, you know, we mentioned that we might bring the walks, etc., to the store at some point, or something like that, or make them available through some way. It's still very much like on a list, like it's just not an impending thing. So don't think that, you know, next week we're going to suddenly surprise you with it. But the live team took it away when it got suggested in a stream. I think it was January, February, and we'll have it. And also we'll be doing another Leeds Q&A soon because of the way schedules have worked with the node on and then the break, and now obviously wanting to show Senntisten Archaeology. It's been a little bit of a gap since our last Q&A. I think our last one was a general one about a month ago, but we're going to try and have a Leeds Q&A pretty soon here around hopefully being able to talk to you about some new stuff that I know you're all eager to hear about when it comes to Elder God Wars. Right, I think this is where we're probably going to have to call it, Spear. This was our little added extra. Thank you to everyone who's come and just hung out with us. This is the less interesting part of the stream, and we've just been chilling and hanging out. Spear's just basically using this as Jagex time to get archaeology levels. This is what I think a lot of people think our lives are like when we work in video games, but it's very much not. Yeah, just thank you very much for joining us. Hope you enjoyed just chilling out with us and skill and chilling alongside us. I'm sure you're all making the most of your DXP. In terms of next week, we will be back with streams next week. I kind of mentioned that, you know, we're not quite at a point to lock things down, but in Monday's news post you might find out if that stream is an interesting stream or a really interesting stream. So just keep your eye out on next week's news post for what our streams are, and you'll kind of know where we've landed.
I'm also looking forward to finding out because he hasn't told me yet, and I'm the one who has to do the stream.
Yep, that's what happens whilst we're waiting to 100% lock things down. But fingers crossed, we have something. I will say, in fact, I'll go into this detail because it's fine. I think with the next front, we're going to kind of look to do a bigger stream. We've done the YouTube Premiere thing because we really love the intro video and everything, and we think that's cool. But we're going to try something different for this next front, and the team have cooked up a really awesome kind of idea on what that stream might actually look like. So yeah, just stay tuned. I guess you'll find out if it's next week or the one after. But until then, thank you very much for joining us. Spear, do you want to say any quick goodbyes?
No, I think I'm good. I'm going to go back to digging, mate.
Cool. Well, going back to digging, mate. Is that the most English description of archaeology that's ever released? Oh, mate, I'm just going. I've got to go dig the old down the garden. All right, like
if I had a beach,
just go down the old infernal source, you know.
Yeah. Getting on the source, boy. Getting on the source.
All right. Thank you very much for watching. It's been lovely to catch up with you all. We missed streaming with you. And like I said, we'll be back next week with more. So until then, Scapers, take care. Have a lovely day. And we'll see you next week. Ta-ra.